Hey everybody, welcome to Pace Studio on the Road. We are live at the Moon River Music Festival in Chattanooga, Tennessee with Mipso right now. Mipso, thank you for doing this. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man, it's been a total pleasure to hear you sound checking, and we're about to share what you do with the internet right now. We're going to hear 3 songs today. 2 of them are from the self-titled, the most recent record, and we're going to hear a third as well. What's happening first today?
First, we're playing Wallpaper Baby.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
You're stingy with your mouth, you're crying for somebody's wasted time. There are sadder stories I have heard. Get over the wallpaper, baby. This house is coming down. And I don't think them foolish when they fall like sparrows out of the sky. And if we are graceless coming down and you find us heavy and cold on the ground while the prize shooters head off for a beer, will you tell us to work on our style? Get over the wallpaper, baby. This house is coming down. You know that I love every hair on your head. You love mine, but it's a test every time that you find them on the pillow you meant to keep unadorned. That you see every crack in the floor. Oh, but honey, you know it still does what it's for. And we are for something you'll never find in the darkness you wear like a crown. Get over the wallpaper, baby. This house is coming down.
Thank you so much for your music. This is amazing that we're able to do this in the midst of an ongoing pandemic. The world is weird. Everything kind of sucks. Everything's kind of awesome at the same time. And so that is what's happening with this record. I mean, you put out music into the world, and like so many other musicians, you're unable to tour it because the world sucks and is awesome at the same time. Can you talk a little bit about your experience of how that has been to be on cycle, off cycle, and just not quite know what to do professionally?
Yeah, it's weird because the way our songs have always come to life has been on stage. We've played a lot over the years, toured a lot, and it's like the second phase of us getting to know our own music. Like first you record it, and then they kind of come to life in a different way when we play them live. And we haven't really done that phase yet.
Yeah, these songs are like still sort of strangers to us. But I think the positive part about it is that you kind of get to break the assumed calculations that you make about how you release an album. And not that this would be the ideal way I would choose to do it, but it's nice to kind of rethink assumptions about like, this is exactly the timeline that you have to be on for marketing and PR. Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Right. Well, I mean, that's part of the fun of doing these things for me. I mean, we've done 2,300 of these, and every single one of these it's an absolute delight because I get to see professionals and really talented people reimagine and rework their things to make sense in this environment. So seeing you do those calculations is amazing normally, and extra amazing because the pandemic, and you're finding out more about your songs right now as we speak. So it's delightful for me.
Totally. Well, it's we're very aware of the pleasure of getting to play music for people again, so it's good for us too.
Nice. Well, thank you for.
I was gonna say we've only watched like 2,200 of those, so like I didn't know it was that high.
Yeah,
actually.
we're just casual fans, but
Yeah. Well, it's totally delightful to have you guys in here. The fans out at Moon River are about to. You haven't. I think nobody's played. Your festival set is upcoming, right?
yeah.
Yeah, we
Yes.
play at 4:30.
Nice. Well, have a great festival set. Thank you for doing this with us here today. And there's a lot more of your music to be shared. Now, what's happening second today?
This one's called "Never Knew You Were Gone," from the new record.
Slam. The carnival's open. That spring in the middle might bite the hand. The moon's full. That's light from the rising sun. There's flowers in the city and start shooting bullets at some cowboys and Indians. Gone in the silvery fire. Going right over to the other side for a little while. Barking at the TV screens, gawking at the beauty queens, but they never knew you were gone. You're faithful to the call of the borderline. You noticed a hog-nosed snake, and that takes a whirling vision to bring to light. The sky full, just burning with angel eyes. The skies have been the heaven to shine like holes of celestial from the line. Gone in a silvery fire. Going right over to the other side for a little while. A different world through an open door. A socket on a sycamore. They never knew you were gone. They never knew you were gone. January sunrise over the pines. The tall one's broken on the snow that fell for days of ours. And it's peaceful, but there's no one to listen now. There's silence in the city, the keys to the kingdom that are buried deep underground. Gone to a silvery fire. Going right over to the other side for a little while. Looking at the TV screen, gawking at the beauty queen. They never knew you were gone. They never knew you were gone.
you. This sounds absolutely wonderful here in the room. Again, I've said this a lot of times, but I just can't wait to hear how the internet broadcast sounds and what Andrew's got going on in his headphones, because I have no doubt it is even that much more delightful. Let us talk about geeky knobs and faders things and about production. So I know, Sandro Perry, you guys teamed up with him as producer on the self-titled record, and then Todd Sikafus, the previous one. Can you compare and contrast? Not necessarily compare and contrast, but what were the strengths that each brought to the table, and how did it change from the previous record to this one?
That's a great question. They come from pretty different worlds musically, but they both come from a jazz background. If this means anything to like how they approach production, Todd's a bass player and does a lot of arranging for orchestra and like full symphonic kind of arrangements.
He's Ani's person, right?
He's Ani's band director and
we
bass
recorded
player.
with her last week,
and we're playing with him tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see him tomorrow for the first time in quite a while.
Nice.
Sandro is a guitar player, but also an electronic musician, and he's been making kind of weird but music that to us sounds kind of like folk music done with electronics for a long time, and he's been a part of a very cool scene in Toronto, and but neither one of them really have any connection to the South or like the sort of traditions that we draw loosely from that are from like North Carolina, Tennessee. So that was an interesting thing.
Chapel Hill based, right?
Yeah, and we're all from North Carolina originally too. So it was an interesting thing to look at our music through their eyes, kind of a bit. They were both a bit of like outsiders to our musical, pedigrees or whatever.
And one was recorded in the winter in Eugene, Oregon, right as Trump was getting inaugurated, and the other was in the summer in Asheville, North Carolina, in this beautiful old church that now is Echo Mountain Recording. So really different environments. Well. Okay, cool. Really different environments, and they're different people, and so the processes were different. But in reflecting on it, I think we know that probably the most radically different thing was who we were as people and as a band, and that informs, like, I think probably more than anything else, how records sound, where you're at individually and collectively.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, as a society, that was a relatively heavily clouded time when
some
that
people really
inauguration was
liked
happening.
it.
And
I was going to say,
Over 50% of the people who voted really liked it. But
the
we weren't among
society
them.
was pretty divided about how that time felt.
Yeah. Well, thank God it's no longer divided.
Yeah.
Thank God we all agree now.
That's right. Yeah, I'm glad we came together.
Yeah, those were strange days.
All
way
it
back
took was the
then.
pandemic.
Things are so breezy these days.
Yeah. Thank goodness. Well, man, we all agree in this room. This is tremendous, and thank you for doing it again. We really, really appreciate your time and your music, and there's more to be shared with our audience. What's happening last today?
We're going to play one from Edge's Run, the album we did with Todd out in Eugene. This one's called People Change. Maybe in 10 years you call me on your telephone wondering if I'm all alone. Remember how we knew each other in 10 years. Everyone's moved down the line and we've all ended up fine, but I no longer know your number. I used to love you like the world would end. I used to love you like a child. The thing about people is they change when they walk away. We used to talk real slow about the things no one knows. I hate when people bring me flowers trapped in glass, their final hour, and life rolls. It's all so fast till it slows. We cried that night in Carver. I realized we were letting go. I used to love you like the world would end.
used to love you like a child. The thing about people is they change when they walk away. Like the world would end. I used to love you like a child. Thing about people is they change when they walk away. Thank you.
Man, thank you all so much for your time, for your music. We've enjoyed it very much, and have a great festival set today. Travel safely. Are there upcoming tour plans to be announced?
Yeah, we're starting a West Coast tour on the 17th of this month in Seattle, heading all the way down the West Coast through the Southwest up to Colorado. So lots of cities if you want to come hang.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
and the whole East Coast in December too. So we'll be around, hopefully.
All right, man. I'll see you at the New York show. Thank you so much
Yeah,
again
sweet.
for doing
Thanks,
this.
y'all.
Thanks to y'all.
All right, travel safe, guys. We'll see you next time.
Appreciate it.